Hello there. It's good to have you with us today for another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. It is World Refrigeration Day, and did you know the first mechanical refrigerator was made more than 300 years ago? Before that, people used underground storage, like cellars, to keep their food cool and from getting spoiled. Today is also being observed as International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, under the theme, "The evidence is clear. Invest in prevention." We have lots in store that you won't want to miss, so don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 26, 2024. The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, is now in a better position to tackle waste removal with the deployment of 50 new assorted vehicles. The fleet, which cost $1.3 billion, includes crane and tipper trucks, as well as compactor trucks and smaller units referred to as scouts. 45 trucks will be distributed across the 4 waste management divisions, while 5 compactor trucks are reserved for roving. At the handover ceremony on Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said renewing the fleet of the NSWMA had been consistent since 2016.
This new addition of equipment, as you can see, will increase the service quality and capability of the NSWMA. So we can now tackle bulky waste. We can now go into communities that previously we could not access because of the size of the roadways. We can now transport heavier loads and bulkier waste because of the capabilities of the tipper trucks. But it gives us another capability, and that is in expanding our waste separation initiative.
The fleet of vehicles for the NSWMA now stands at 165, and Prime Minister Holness gives the assurance that more investments will be made to increase the agency's capacity even further.
And as the economy continues to be stable, and as it continues to grow, we are going to make a priority out of allocating the dividends of that growth to ensuring that we have the capabilities of keeping our municipalities, our townships, keeping your road, your beaches, your parks, your markets clean. So, what you're seeing here is a significant investment in keeping Jamaica clean.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development is giving notice to persons with derelict vehicles blocking roadways and sidewalks to remove them. Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie says with the handover of 4 craned trucks, the NSWMA is now in a position to proceed with the removal of such vehicles.
I am calling on Jamaicans to support us in this effort. It makes no sense you call the radio program and complain about the abandoned trucks and motor vehicles. And when we start to enforce and move it, you talk about this poor people business we're destroying. We can have the best of both worlds. And I would urge Jamaicans, move it, or we will move it for you.
Still on garbage collection, the removal of plastic will be a major target of the government's $2.5 billion Clean Up Jamaica campaign and will be incentivized. The program, which was previously announced in the Prime Minister's budget presentation in March this year, is being structured to determine the implementation process. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says approximately 90% of the garbage that litter the roadways are plastics, and this program aims to reduce that figure significantly.
So yes, there will be a component to remove bulky waste. There will be a component to generally clean important corridors, parks, and critical urban municipalities, town centers as you call them. But there will be a component where we will pay people to collect plastic, and we will buy the plastic back from them. That's the objective. So in other words, we will create a market for waste plastics.
Mr. Holness says the economic opportunity to be derived from this initiative will spur people into action to collect waste plastics or properly store empty containers for sale to recycling plants. The $2.5 billion Clean Up Jamaica campaign will run for several budget cycles to treat with deep-rooted garbage pollution issues.
It is not going to be like other cleanup programs that we have had. This program will have institution and endurance, meaning we'll put a structure in place to make sure that it is run by rules, it is transparent, it affords participation of the citizens, and the objectives are transparent and understood.
In light of the proposed new toll rates for Highway 2000 to take effect July 6, road users are being urged to submit concerns to the Toll Authority on Oxford Road in Kingston. The Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport has published the new rates for the Portmore, Spanish Town, Vineyard and Maypen toll plazas. The increases across the four plazas for Class 1 will range from $20 to $70, while Class 2 increases are in the region of $15 to $110, with Class 3 seeing additions of between $50 and $200. During the post-cabinet press briefing earlier today, Portfolio Minister Darrell Vaz said the increases were in keeping with the concession agreement signed between the government and the Trans-Jamaica Highway in 2001.
The adjustments in toll rates slated to take effect on Saturday, July the 6th, are part of an annual review process mandated by the concession agreement between the government of Jamaica and Trans-Jamaica Highway. These reviews are based on several economic factors, primarily influenced by United States Consumer Price Index and exchange rate fluctuations since the inception of the agreement, as I said before, in 2001. These adjustments are necessary to ensure the sustainability of the infrastructure investment by our private partners. The rates have in fact been set below the maximum allowable increase. What does that mean? It means that what the increase is, they had a gap that they could have gone higher, but based on negotiations, what I'm going to announce now is what was agreed on.
Minister Vaz says frequent users of Highway 2000 will benefit from a 10% discount on their 10th passage. Motorists who purchase T-tags between July 6 and September 30 will get a 50% discount. The Jamaica Entertainment and Creative Industries Practitioners Insurance Plan will be launched in a matter of weeks. That's the word from Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange. Minister Grange, who was making her contribution to the sectoral debate on Tuesday, indicated that the contract was awarded to Guardian Life Insurance Company following a competitive tender process.
It is our expectation that through this deliberate action, artists and creative practitioners will take advantage of this scheme and so reduce their vulnerability to adversity and debt, as has been the current experience.
Minister Grange describes the insurance plan as game-changing in that it will provide critical coverage for practitioners when they are sick, as well as for burial upon their passing. She says this will significantly ease the stress for out-of-pocket expenses.
I know the need for this insurance, and many practitioners and their families often turn to me as Minister for assistance. I try my best, but this insurance plan will provide a better, more sustainable, and more dignified option.
And finally, the government will be providing cash incentives of $360,000 each to athletes who qualify to represent the country at the Paris Olympic Games.
To assist with their training, their nutrition, and just to help them to get ready. And we're sending funds directly to their account. We're not sending it to an organization. Each athlete will receive in his or her account these funds.
In addition, an incentive package of $50 million will be put aside to be shared among every member of Jamaica's delegation to the Games.
After the Olympics, our athletes will, of course, receive funds. Those who medal, those who didn't medal, and even the support team. everybody will get a little something.
The sport minister made the announcements during Monday's launch of the National Athletics Championship. This year's national championships will be held at the National Stadium from June 27 to 30. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.
We tend in Jamaica to get caught in debates that don't pay enough attention to the facts of the situation, to the realities of the situation. Technology changes everything. And as we progress and as we develop technology, it is the nations that develop technology, but more importantly, the nations that own technology, that own the future. For me, this is a big thing, to stand on the grounds of a former sugar plantation and say, we are going to build a technology school to produce the people of Jamaica who will not just be consumers of technology, but will become producers of technology, because that is the true liberation of our people.
The booming of businesses, exportation of goods and services, growth of industry, and empowering of partnerships are just a few of the things experienced by companies participating in the Export Max program. Please stay with us to learn more.
Before Export Max 3, our company needed a larger presence within the US market. We were reaching our capacity in terms of being able to fill the orders, and we also wanted to be able to leverage a program that can guide us within many inroads within America and also other markets such as Europe, but also to leverage to expand to grow our facility.
Now through the Enterprise Development for Export Growth Export Max program, enterprising goals like these are being realized. It is an initiative of Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, and is now in its fourth phase.
Export Max started in 2011, coming out of an understanding that we had to do a little bit more hand-holding, look at companies and their specific needs, and then work with them so that they're ready to go into markets overseas.
Micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, are getting access to international markets for both goods and services. JAMPRO is arming these entities with the capacity and knowledge to be competitive and penetrate, hold and grow their share of these markets. The Enterprise Development for Export Growth Export Max program has been growing consistently since its inception as a pilot project in 2011 with 15 MSMEs. Sharp focus is on enhancing internal capabilities, encompassing finance, management, technology, productivity, and general business processes. Collectively, these serve to address the supply-side challenges faced by existing and potential exporters and export-ready firms.
The first thing we do is our assessment of where they are, where they're going. We come up with a program of activities, and we work with our partners. So there's the Jamaica Productivity Center, the Bureau of Standards, it could be the Heart Trust, and then we have different interventions. So we have, through our partnership with the JMEA, and the Jamaica Business Development Center, we've worked with them to get business mentors and coaches, people that have been in the space of exports for a while and can teach them and show them some of the things they need to do.
We would have access, we have an e-ping, it's a e-ping. It's a process where the information to access a market. So it's certification requirements, standard requirements, testing requirements, and those kind of things. So we provide that information to MSMEs, and additionally now, on the other side, so the bottom up, we provide testing services in the labs. We have calibration services for equipment, microbead testing, engineering testing, and accreditation certification services. So the BSJ, from a top down and a bottom up, we have MSMEs to access these markets.
We provide the working capital support for these exporters, mainly in pre-shipment and post-shipment financing. The pre-shipment finance would allow them to purchase their raw material, retool, equipment, in order to get them ready for export. In addition to that, we also have what we call the trade credit insurance.
Jamaican companies are also getting introduced to global markets through JAMPRO-led trips to international trade shows. The agency is also ensuring local companies have a platform to capitalize on global e-commerce with market penetration support.
There is a big thrust now around digital marketing and e-commerce for exports. And that is where we also have an advantage. So that rather than making that push to find buyers and distributors in overseas markets, we're going straight to the consumer, so that the average person in the middle of the US or in some outer town in the UK can start to order products without having to worry about the hassle of how do you find those markets.
Export Mass was really good for us. We not only network with people amongst us within the Export Mass, but with Team JAMPRO. They really mentor us through, we had training with technical advice, marketing plans being done for us, and they were just buzzed. Even through the old COVID era, they had created an online platform for us to still meet with our network with customers and new linkages as far as Dubai, Saudi Arabia, so we're able to get linkages into these markets.
We have partners that we have worked with. Amazon, as you know, Jamaican companies can now put their products on Amazon for shipment overseas. There are other local companies such as Carib Shopper that we've worked with in the past, and there are others that are coming on board every day that we will continue to expose our companies to.
While and after the Export Max 3 program, the exposure that was given to us in marketing, promotion was extremely valuable. And that exposure generated more sales than we have generated before going into the Export Max 3 program. With JAMPRO, it was market exploration, market data, market linkages, and also the discount services, such as, for example, the BSJ. The BSJ provided us with discounts for testing, and lab testing is some of our most critical aspects to control our product quality. Also with JBDC, by pulling alongside us, of course, and creating templates for us to follow and to work with. Also providing insight in how we can become more efficient. I would like to be able to thank them mutually.
The export-led growth vision continues to garner more partnership among the private and public sectors. Programs such as Export Max are helping to eliminate the country's trade deficit and create a more prosperous Jamaica.
As children of Her Excellency the Warrior Nanny of the Maroons, and as sons and daughters of Excellency Sam Sharp, Paul Bogle, George William Gordon, and Marcus Garvey, who paid for their lives and their freedoms, We have a duty to the present and the future generations. We have an obligation to fulfill the manifest destiny that is ours as a nation. We are a people with a message for the world. We are a nation that is destined. My vision, the vision of this government, is that we can achieve what any other country in the world has achieved.
Hey there. So, did you know that plastic bags were introduced to supermarkets in 1977? The production of plastic bags are toxic to the environment as the process involves the use of petroleum, natural gas, and other chemicals. 160,000 plastic bags are used globally every second, and 5 trillion are produced yearly. Side by side, they can encircle the world 7 times. Plastic degrades after 700 years and will only fully degrade in 1,000. This means that all the plastic that has ever been produced has not degraded. It remains toxic even after it breaks down. 13 million metric tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year, and at least 800 species worldwide are affected by marine debris, of which 80% is plastic and is mistaken for food by turtles, fish, and other marine life. Research has shown that fish caught for human consumption contain plastic nanoparticles. An average family will use 60 plastic bags on 4 visits to the supermarket, and only 1 to 3% are recycled worldwide. Play your part in advancing your welfare and that of the earth. Support the ban on plastic. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and get eco-friendly bags for you and your 1877. Art goes beyond just drawings, sculptures, music, or dance. Art brings out creativity that people sometimes do not even realize is within. Art creates things words could not describe, and the passion and drive go beyond what we could possibly understand. Journey with us on this inspiring leg of the show to hear Gawain's story.
They are urged to be recycled, but a lot of times simply discarded. You may pick one up to help you with the groceries, stock unused or unwanted items, but never to make a living. That is where you and Gawain James differ.
I'm Gawain James, and I'm the cardboard master. None like me. I grew up drawing, painting, and all these things, but I didn't know I could make stuff from cardboard.
It was Bob Marley who said, "You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice." This was the attitude Gawain developed when he started his career to become what he calls the cardboard master. The husband and father of one worked in the hotel industry as a manager for almost 2 decades when health began to wane. Gawain started to fall ill on the job sometime in 2019. He recounts that an ambulance would come get him sometimes 3 times in a week while at work. The doctors didn't know what exactly the problem was, but after a year, they learned it was lupus. Then the COVID-19 pandemic struck the world, and Gawain too. Understanding that his health took precedence, he left his job. But the breadwinner had concerns about filling the gap. Opportunity came by way of him just doing what any loving father does.
My son got a homework from school, and I decided I was going to make the project. However, after creating the project, I realized that this was really good. This was looking good, and posted on my WhatsApp status. That a person started to comment on it, and I said, you know what, maybe I can try this. And then there was others influencing me. Give this a try, man. Maybe this is you.
And it was. He got his first official client when a pageant mom commissioned his services for her daughter's pageant costume. And ever since then it has been
amazing. Amazing. Because of that one, I got another one for a different pageant, and it's just been going on from that. Sometimes I post, persons see, like, and then I'll get other clients through that. Or, you know, some persons just word of mouth. You know, persons spreading it. Hey, this guy, you know, he's very good at this, and it goes on from there.
It has been 2 years since his new profession began, and the bulk of his job orders are from parents wanting him to do school projects for their children. However, his clients do not stop with parents. Teachers too are among his patrons. And he may be going back into the hotel industry, only not in the same capacity.
They want me, for example, to show clients how to make stuff from these used materials, and they are asking me to create stage props or any little thing that can come from the cardboard.
And if you're wondering how lucrative this recycling business is, just know that this one-time manager is making a living.
When I decided to try it, I wasn't thinking about money. I was just doing a thing. And then afterwards, then you see what comes up, what happens next. They'll say, wait, hotel manager left come and yard make things out of cardboard, you know. And that talk actually was ringing around for a few. But then afterwards, when persons see what it is, you know, definitely I see persons appreciating it, and it's been great so far.
The two-man business continues to grow with the help of his wife, Rochelle.
She has her own profession, but definitely I think she decided to give me a hand, and she saw how stressful it was on me, and I really needed some help. And she decided to pitch in to help with the painting.
At first, I was just keeping company. So when he was up late at night, I would stay up with him just to keep his company, until eventually I started doing the paintings for him so that the work could be done faster.
I showed her little moves here and there, and then she just perfect.
He hopes to become an inspiration for those who may not want to go into conventional professions.
When you ask somebody what you want to become when you grow up, they'll say a lawyer, a doctor, a police, and you hear all these high names. You know, but it also shows kids that if just in case you don't become a lawyer or a doctor, you can become something great with your hands, you know, with the talent that you're given.
Once you believe in yourself and you think that you have this talent, don't let anyone stop you from going for what you want to go for. Just believe in yourself and just go for it.
Words not just for her husband and business partner, but for all creatives not realizing that they can turn their talents into profits. Gawain credits not just his family for his fortunes, but he wants the world to know it is God that continues to sustain him.
Can you believe it? We're at the end of yet another show. But be sure to join us tomorrow on this station for another program that is geared to keep you in the know. Until then, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and more offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry, signing out for today.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.